Okay, so today I am here with this most gorgeous deck of cards, Affirming Cosmic Law of Creation with Lorraine Simone, who's also known as Deep Arrow Woman. So I just have to just say that these are, oh, when I got these, I was just like blown away because there's so many little details. This little charm that's hanging on the end here. Let me show you. Gorgeous, this beautiful little bag. And there's a little present inside that I'm sure you're going to tell us all about. But I want to know, firstly, what got you interested in making this card deck?
Well, thanks for having me here today. It's a treat to get a chance to talk to you like this. For the past 20 years or so, I've been teaching a course called Shamanic Visioning. And every year, one of the activities is to encourage people to make little Post-its, little cards, little notes for themselves so that they could connect more personally on a daily basis to the cosmic laws of creation that we utilize in the visioning course. And I'm a former elementary school teacher. So for me, flashcards were a pattern of my life. And someone in my course this past year said, you know, too bad we don't have flashcards with all the cosmic laws. That would make everything so much easier.
Clients always tell you what they need.
The following day, I opened up my email and I got an email from you.
Wow.
I don't know how that happened. And the cosmic law of manifestation.
That's why.
I began working on my cards.
Wow. That's amazing. Amazing. I love that. People always tell us what they need. And if we're listening, we can provide it. And these are so amazing. So tell me who they are specifically for, your cards.
These cards are for, I hesitate to say it because niche is always such a
that's what they tell us. Right?
Cosmic laws of creation are for everyone because they affect everyone. They are with us 24/7 from before we're born until after we return. And so the more we understand them, the more we open and connect to them and bring them into our lives, the simpler our lives become. Because then we're in a relationship with the unknown.
Yeah, so you have your table set up spectacularly with your beautiful crystals and your smudge bowl. And so someone that is like new to everything, you're still saying that these cards can be for someone that is kind of just maybe even curious about what else is possible, that they might not have entered into this kind of thing yet. Is that true?
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. And it's one of the reasons why I created the cards the way I did, with 3 very colorful images at the top of the card. My niece has 9-year-old twin girls, and once a week they pick a card, and the girls understand the meaning and the process of the card through the pictures first.
Wow.
And open up and have a conversation about that. So whether people are very astute in the esoteric, or whether they're just looking for a curiosity, these cards speak to us on so many different levels.
I love that. I love that. I mean, they're just, I just can't say enough about how very special they are. Just when I opened the package and took them out, and I was like, wow. I mean, I see a lot of cards, so I'm saying that they're super special. Why don't you take us through what a reading would look like and share some of the cards with us?
Well, I'd like to share some of my favorite images on
Sure.
cards. And
So I picked out my favorite too. I want to know. I'm going to
Oh,
see
really? Okay.
if they're the
All
same.
right. So my favorite images, and these come from my 3-year-old grandniece. She likes light
Oh,
because of the sun. She's an outdoors kind of girl. I love the images on manifestation because they're also fun and active and joyous, right? And manifesting should be a joyous process. Otherwise, it's just work.
mm,
I love the images that I found for abundance.
beautiful.
Just looking at it, you get that Lakshmi vibe of, it's all there flowing constantly.
Mhm.
Just open your hands. And of course, success, because that's what we're all looking for
Yeah,
in all of our relationships.
nice.
And and the last one I'll share with you for my favorite images is spiritual awakening. I just love the bear waking up.
So nice. So
Mhm.
nice.
There's a therapist in Queens who purchased my cards recently and sent me an email and said that he's found himself using the cards with his clients, and he wanted to
Amazing.
know about royalties.
Uh-huh.
So one of the favorites is forgiveness. And
Mhm.
forgiveness transcends all karma. Forgiveness is divine. It frees the mind from holding a grudge and frees the soul from bondage. Forgiveness allows a greater awareness of the blessings that are available within each moment. To embody this law, affirm, I forgive myself and others. I enjoy the freedom from needing to be right or to have my pain validated by others. Forgiveness allows me to love myself and to be a truer me. So
Wow.
who can't use, especially these days?
I was going to say everyone needs that card. Yeah.
Saying.
Yeah. I mean, every morning, right? To read that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So
Wow.
I took some very esoteric, ancient languaging and laws and concepts and really brought them distilled them to a place where they now belong to everyone, not
So
just
beautiful.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, really beautiful. So for the content itself, how long did it take you to pull all this content together?
Well, some of the content I've been using, as I mentioned before, for a while, but when I thought to do the cards, I had to put the pedal to the metal, and so um, it it took several months to just refine the messages and the wording. Everything just fell into place, and
Yeah.
it became really obvious. And even though I've been working with cosmic laws for many decades now, I learned so much about them, applying them in this process.
Yeah. What I was going to say is, it's so different when we're just sending an email or making a post about something to when we're actually going to put those words onto a physical product that like, you don't know whose hands they're going into, right? Like even the therapist into someone else's hands and they're being passed along. So you want them your message to really be what you want to say. So
Yes, and because the cosmic laws are universal, I wanted the cards to be universal too.
yeah, yeah,
So when I said initially, who are they for? Everyone. Yeah.
yeah, beautiful. So I was going to say, I just picked out desire.
Ooh.
And I don't know why, but it fell out twice. So Michael, I guess that's the one that I'm going to be looking at today. So this says desire creates the world. Desire is a strong feeling or deep wish for something to be. The purest desire comes from spirit, moves through the soul's infinite nature, incubates in the mind as thoughts, and finally manifests onto the material plane for the body to enjoy in the physical world. Beautiful, really such a great way to talk about desire. And then you talk about embodying this law by affirming what I desire, I will be. To successfully manifest my desire, I list my visions, fill them with energy, raise my vibration, and await changes for my highest good to appear. I just love that so much. So great. So that's the desire card.
Yes, and
Really
may
good.
all your desires manifest as you choose.
Yeah, and they're so magical. So show us more. Show us more.
Okay. One of the other cards that brings up a lot of conversation amongst people is the discipline card. Because many of us, if not all of us, have a preconceived notion of what discipline means. And so discipline is a gift you give to yourself. Discipline is a specific action over time that produces a desired result. By bridging current reality with countless future possibilities, discipline exposes the soul to greater degrees of expansion than most any other action we can take. To embody this law, cultivate discipline to better know yourself, expand your consciousness, and transform your life in love and joy to share with others.
Wow, that's pretty powerful. Because as you were saying, discipline, I think it's a negative. It's the first place you go is negative because, you know, you're disciplined in school and you don't want to get disciplined in school. So it's very negative, but actually, oh, it's a beautiful thing to experience more of who you are and what you're capable of.
Yes.
Really nice.
And so that's, that was one of my intentions for the cards as well, to really elevate, to uplift the way we think about so many words that have so much power behind them. Why not utilize that communication for the highest rather than not? And so discipline is one of those words.
I love it. I mean, you're really just offering people another way, another perception on things, because there's never just one way to look at it. So you're opening up like, oh, wow, maybe this was also possible.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
So much conversation.
Oh, great. So actually, they can be conversation starters too over the dinner table. Absolutely. So there's more than one way to use these. So you already told me, now besides we know conversations, you told me a therapist is using them. Your community also, right? Yes. And you teach you have a certain type of community. You want to tell us a little about your community?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I started my teaching career as a New York City school teacher, opened up a store in Manhattan in the mid 80s called Planet Earth, and began an apprenticeship with a Native woman and other indigenous people from different cultures around the world, and moved out to the east end of Long Island and started a shamanic community. And so for these cards, they find themselves in the circle work that we do. We bring them to rituals and ceremonies and events that we celebrate together. I use them in my private counseling work and in the visioning class. And we just finished a communication seminar and practicum, and the cards were front and center. So I use them in many aspects of my life and invite teachers and counselors and moms and dads to sit down with the kids and just introduce them to some of these concepts that they already know in their little souls, but don't have the
Beautiful.
words for. And
Beautiful.
many adults don't have the words for either. And so I put lots of love and spirit into each card. And I have a client, a civil engineer in Saudi Arabia, who has yet to touch the cards physically. But when I send him images of a card that we might draw during a session, and he says he just feels the spiritual connection through them, through the ethers between New York and Saudi Arabia.
Wow, that's so powerful, so powerful. And I have to attest to that because they sitting on my desk, I feel the same way. They're really wonderful, really wonderful.
Well,
So yeah.
yeah, that might also have to do with the little crystal that gets put into the power pouch.
So show us the power pouch. Tell us about that.
So
I haven't even opened mine yet. I still just have it right here. And oh my God, there's even a little star on the power pouch. Look at that.
yes.
Wow.
So in each of your cosmic bags, which is what I call this, there's a charm, a cosmic charm connected to it, a shrink wrapped deck, 44 cards, 42 laws. There's also a back end card that you can see through the back. It says thank you for the purchase, and gives you details about the power pouch that accompanies your deck of cards. Coming
Wonderful.
from a shamanic community, we are very interested and trained in energy. And so I wanted to put into this power pouch some of the tools in a miniature size that we use to bless, to open, to receive, to enjoy.
Look at this.
I know, isn't it the cutest?
Oh my God.
And
a moon and a star.
And
a moon
so,
and a star.
Yeah, one of the things in your power pouch is a sewn on cosmic charm. There are two other charms. Some of them are stars, some are moons, some are suns, some are universes. One always in silver, one always in gold, to represent the balance that we want to keep in our lives. Silver being the feminine principle, gold being the masculine principle. That goes into the bag. Then, this is one of my favorite things. There is a beeswax,
Yeah, what is
100% organic little candle. The beauty of this candle is that you can stick it anywhere. So you don't need a holder, you don't need
magical. That's so great.
things at all. And it's dripless.
Wow. So well thought out. I'm just so loving this. It's so amazing.
Come on. I know you're dripless, but I also know you can light.
There we go.
Yes. Good. So you light your candle, you have your power pouch opened. The instructions of this opening ritual to awaken all the energy placed into the cards and the whole thought process. Then you can take, there's also a little leaf of California sage that looks more like
Yeah, I see that. Beautiful.
light your leaf, place it in this mini abalone shell. Abalone is used for a number of reasons. One, because it holds the heat really well. And two, because it is a representation of the element of water and that white shell woman energy in it. And then with this smoke, you move this around your room to open up the energy there, to welcome in all your ancestors and your allies and your saints and your avatars and all the people that you hold in your heart and in your mind. And you move it around the cards as well to wake them up. Then in the power pouch, you also have a very tiny clear quartz crystal.
So good. So
That
good.
I trained with for many, many years, who recently crossed, was a 4th generation crystal healer in the Mohawk people. And so every crystal is cleansed and programmed, blessed, to help and to heal. And so all intentions set, then you take your crystal, you take your charms, you put them back into the bag, you place this on top of your card deck. When you're going out, when you're going to a circle, when you're going to a class, when you're going out to dinner, you take your pouch with you and then pull it out of your bag and say, I have something to talk to you about.
That's great. Oh my God. What I love about this is, well, it's never just a deck of cards, but you've just put so much love into it. And it's a whole process that, a whole ritual that someone can really appreciate what cards are for. And I think, like you said, awaken them, but really appreciate this whole idea that, we can intuit and have wisdom, shown to us. And I love it. I mean, it's just, I can't even say enough about it. It's just a beautiful, beautiful product. Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations. So what was the creation process like for you?
The creation process was hell. No. The creation process was very enlightening, informative. It was very healing as well. And it was filled with actually so much joy and excitement. I shared the process with a number of friends who were also then interested in exploring the possibility of their creating their own version of the work that they do. And so within the community, within my family and friends, I received a lot of encouragement, and that helped make me accountable, which is always something that we can appreciate. And I just kept falling deeper and deeper in love with the process and the cards themselves. They began speaking to me, and it was just amazing. And I would not have been able to do any of this and bring this into the world in such a light and fun way if it wasn't for your tutelage, if it wasn't for your program, and that magical moment that I opened up that email the day after my student said, it would be great if we had flip cards. And I thought, flip cards, yeah.
Yeah, wow. I love that. I love that. Thank you. I'm so glad to, whatever piece of inspiration that I've given to you to go out there in the world with this magicalness is such a gift for me. And a gift for you, and it's just a gift for everybody. So it's so great to see. Really nice.
And it's the manifestation of, I created that vision that it would be great to do something like flashcards. That's what I knew most.
Right.
And then your email showed up.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Magical.
Amazing. Magical. Manifesting desired magical moment. So the final question, and the one I really love, is what did you learn most about yourself during the creation process?
What I learned most about myself is how much I feel connected to the process of creation.
Hmm.
And that was not new to me, but it came to me in such a deep way that I will never, ever again question it. Yeah, I've always been an idea person, a thought person, and I created my store from the from the ground up. I created my community. I created all of these workshops, and yet there was always the doubt that I could do it again, or the feeling that it was a fluke somehow. But creation is a gift. It's a gift from life, and I've just found myself embracing it more and more. And so now there is a shamanic visioning book that this will be sold into, and that book will be out by November.
I love that.
The cards spurred me to finally put that workshop into book form.
I love that. And that's such an inspiration to people who, are, a lot of people are struggling to write a book. It just seems so like big, but then you create something else that gives you the impetus, the spark to just, so cards are kind of like the gift that keeps on giving, is what I say, because they spark so many things. They spark your community, and now you're teaching other people how to use your cards. And there's a book and more classes and just more. It's just from you stepping into your gift in this big way has just pushed it out there in really gifting so many people.
And I was able to do that because you stepped into your gift, and we're also interconnected. And that's
yeah,
and that's the feeling behind the cards.
Yeah.
Well.
Beautiful. Excellent. All right. So below this video is going to be all the links that you can get these magnificent cards. I highly recommend you do, because, from wherever you are, that they'll have the meaning that you need right now to step out there with your gift, right? Is really the whole point of really what we're all here to be doing anyway.
Exactly. That gift of life, it's the only one we have that we remember. And so these cosmic laws and the process of creation and getting closer to ourselves in a more beautiful way is our gift to the next generation, as well as our own family and friends.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for stepping into your gift and showing up the way you do.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.